Hello and welcome to another episode of the Dexter Loves Annie podcast. My name is Kat and I'm coming to you from Buckinghamshire in England. It is far too warm to be wearing this, so this is going to come off. I'm going to rush this introduction. I've literally just put the buttons on. Buttonholes are very tiny. But I wanted to show you my completed cardigan, my bubble cardigan. It's very cute. I'll get a picture. I'll get a photo. This needs to come off now. That's better. Wow. It's still far too warm to be wearing big fluffy cardigans. This is alpaca wool blend, so extra warms. Let me just do a button up and I'll give you a little flash of it. So there we go. There's the cardigan. It's a cropped cardigan. Bubbles from the Doodle directory. Cardigan is the classic cardigan from Tin Can Knits. It's either classic or basic. I think it's classic. Love it. I think it's my favourite cardigan so far that I've made. So, there we go. That is going to be very, very welcome in the colder months. Oh, I got a right warm on. Goodness me. So, without further ado, here comes episode whatever of my podcast. I have my tea. This is just ordinary builder's tea with milk. That is the appropriate colour for tea. Do not come at me with any of your anemic stuff. That's directed at the husband. Anyway. Cheers. Oh dear. I had my hair cut last week and dyed, as you can tell. But I don't think she went short enough in the fringe. Either that or it's just grown exponentially quickly. I don't know, but it's stabbing me in the eyes. Anyway, whatever. Welcome. I hope you have a nice drink and are comfy and are warm and not overly warm like myself. Welcome everyone. Welcome new people. Got a couple of new subscribers after the last one, so welcome. And hello all my existing subscribers and watchers, and I appreciate you all. So, what do you want to see first? I'm going to leave that till last because that's exciting. So the cardigan, obviously, finished object. Next finished object. I did it. I pipped in almost at the last minute with the socks. These are Most Ardently socks by Kelly Menzies, Forever Cades. My yarn overs were a bit tight. I mean, I like what I've done here, but everybody else's has got like loads of holes in the lace and stuff. And then when I started, that was the first sock. When I started the second sock, you can see all of a sudden I'm doing the yarn overs properly, but I couldn't be bothered to unpick it. So I went back to doing the yarn overs the wrong way. So I've just got a little, bit of how it should have been. Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda. We don't have those words in this house. No such word as should or shouldn't. They're illegal. I've done it. I don't know what I did wrong, or if I did anything wrong with this sock. I think I mismeasured my foot. And I did the last but one size, which is 75 stitches. And I know that's too big for me on an ankle cuff, and it was just a standard cuff. So what I ended up doing was I did 64 stitch cuff, and then I increased and did the 75 stitch sock all the way down. And what it's resulted in is a really lovely, thick, fluffy sock. And I'm looking forward to wearing these again when it cools down a bit. Doesn't sit nicely on the sock blocker at all. But also I haven't blocked them. Why would I? I'll put them on my feet and my feet will block them. But yeah, I really like these. Not really my colour in terms of the yarn, but I love patterns that just, you know, go down the foot like that. My favourite pattern is still Under the Hill by Mermaids. And I wore those to a thing the other week, and they actually left little rude patterns on my feet. They look like little boy things on my feet. I sent Kelly a picture. We had a little laugh. Oh dear. So yes, let's say no more on that. I might get cancelled by YouTube for saying any of the words. I did tell you about this new cast on. So here comes the new cast on that I told you about last week, but I have gotten on quite well with it. Last night I split for the sleeves, other way around. So my obsession with using cotton for garments continues. This is going to be another cardigan. This is Drop Saffron cotton. It's a 4-ply. I'm knitting it as a DK, and it's not as open a fabric as I would have expected or was aiming for, but I don't dislike it, and actually I really like it. So definitely, if this is something that interests you, I would encourage you to do this, especially on, sorry, I'm just fixing my my tag. Yeah, especially if you want a nice lightweight cotton summer cardigan. Now I only bought 4 balls of this and I'm almost finished on number 2, so it's going to have to be a short sleeve cardigan, but that's absolutely fine because it's meant to be a summer cardigan anyway. And I think the next one I might try and knit it as an Aran weight, because there's not a huge amount of difference between DK and Aran, and it should be a little more open still. I really like that. That's going to be nice. It's obviously going to still be too warm for current temperatures. I think it's about 20 odd out there. It's still in the 30s, probably in the house. I'm checking my fish tank. So I've got the temperature outside there and the fish tank's there, and that is reading as over 34. The thermometer only does up to 34, and then if it goes over it says HH. So yeah, what can I say, it's the same cardigan pattern as that one. That seems to be a good go-to for me. It's worked flat. I've gotten faster at purling. I don't mind it so much now. That's from, I'll put the vendor up at the Little Dragons. Needle ends, I want to say Rainbow Moonbeam, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, my brain is ping-ponging big time today. I do apologise. It's going to be a very disordered podcast. Sorry. Oh yes, I bought 4. No, I did that already. Oh, help me. Anyway, cardigan, Tin Can Knits, knitted flat. Use the app because it just pulls out all the numbers that you need without messing about with the bits that you don't need. There. That did not seem as hard as it began. Anyway, so yeah, that'll be another crop cardie, short sleeves on that one. And then I do have more yarn different colours. I've got a green, maybe a lilac somewhere, to make more cotton garments for summer, even though it's now end of August, I guess, and it's nearly over, isn't it? The old summeroo. So I'm pretty happy with this. I have just, she's not finished. She's a bit of a self-portrait, especially now that I've redone my hair. Oh my goodness. Are you ready? You're not ready. Are you ready for this? Oh my goodness. Can I even get her in frame? I've wired her arms and fingers. I sent my friend a rude picture earlier. There were only 2 fingers in shot, let's say. So yeah, she's tried to self-portrait-ish. Let's talk about the build. The fabric needed to go down a needle size. She's a bit too loosey-goosey. A self-portrait, a true self-portrait. All the weight loss, the skin isn't keeping up. So yes, I needed to go smaller needle. The patterns say not to go cotton because it's heavy. I went cotton, it's heavy. I also did cotton hair, it's heavy. I've even got wire in the neck and it's not holding her. I even stitched the neck to make it more solid. I mean, she will hold herself up, but any kind of, and she's gone. So she's probably just going to be a sitting around doing nothing doll. The hair, I loved doing the hair. Right, let's find a way in. Just hook it in. Beauty of crochet is that there's little holes everywhere. So, and then I sort of spaced it out as I got near the bottom. I did shorter ends so that there's not to waste too much at the bottom there. It is heavy. Definitely need to think about a different type of yarn for the hair going forward. Safety eyes. I'm doing this backwards with me. Safety eyes out of that whole big pot that I got. Changed the colour on her nose. She's got little ears, which I accented a bit just by putting some stitches in. I sort of felt like she should have a mouth. Forever squishing the face trying to get it right. But actually none of the ones in the book have mouths other than the ones with beards, and she's not getting a beard. So they're not so much a mouth as a gap in the beard. And then I was sort of experimenting with the clothing patterns. So these dungarees, they're short dungarees because I'm always in play suits. This is a play suit, or dungarees. I've not actually undressed her. The kind of vibe is I'm practicing for the real one, for a sort of aerial outfit and set up. Ooh. Gosh, she's harder to dress than undress with wired arms. Let's get that going. Right, so I did would be a pole top. Had to sew it on because she's so loose and whatnot, just hasn't sat properly. What I would like to do next time is have a muscle back, so it comes down like that. but that's a good enough start for me. Little cap sleeves. It's cute under the dungarees. And then she does actually have some pole pants underneath here, but I don't know if I... Come on. Yeah, there they are. I didn't sew the pole pants on. Grr. And now her wires are coming out of her fingers. I'm going to have to stitch those, I think. Anyway, right, there we go. There you go. So, she's got... They're not very sexy like that, are they? Some droopy drawers. Pole pants. So that is pretty much what a pole outfit would be. I'm not going to do like a thong back or anything. My idea was to create a doll that could pose for a pole or a hoop set up, and there's plans to put magnets in to try and get more posability. These hands, they are definitely posable, but whether they would hold properly onto a pole or a hoop, I don't know. Certainly problematic already. So what happened with, let's just leave her trousers round her ankles, why not? What happened with the arms is I pushed the wire up through the middle finger, up and over, through the shoulders and back down, and then you loop the wire and then push it into the fingers. I think I squished a couple too flat because they're not staying in. So like, that's not staying. I might wrap that a bit maybe, I don't know. Let's get in. In you go. I'll do some stitching, get that to sit properly. Anyway, so yeah, there she is. I ran out of yarn on this, so I bodged about. I was sewing in the ends very scantily, like quick sew, and then cutting off a bit, tying it on, doing a bit more of this. Oh, there's an extra. Oh, there's an extra bit I could have used. Anyway, yeah, I was kind of tying them together, just to at least get the strap up and over the shoulder, which I managed. Doesn't look pretty, but whatever. So I showed you last time the next one that I started. So I've done the body. I haven't done the legs or the arms yet. And this is tight. I cast on too tight around the top of the dungarees, so that's another lesson learned. But yes, I used a thinner hook on the next one, so it should, I reckon it'll be stiff enough to hold the neck up nicely. She fights. She's a fighter. There we go. Oh, okay. She is looking suitably chastised for being trouble. She's great. Yeah, so look, I had to bodge here. You can see all the knots now. Oh, it's fine. It was a trial. Let's tuck that end in for now. There she goes. So yeah, I'm really happy with her. It was a good first attempt. Just hide the ends, honestly. I missed that one. I could have gone further on the shoulder. So yeah, I use a standard top for the top. Just didn't put any sleeves on. And the dungarees were, there's like a little gardening character. I used his dungarees. Obviously not full length, so where you start, you decrease about there, and then I just put 2 rows on underneath. So there she is. Hi. So the next one will be smaller and better. And I think probably if I'm going to wire the hands, I will put the wires in before I stuff and close, so that I can actually put all of the wires in a neat little clutch inside. And that still doesn't want to live in there. That's going to have to get stitched. I literally just did the hands. There we go. Should give her some knitting to do while she's up there, shouldn't I? So that is all I have to show you of the works in progress. I am trying to do a little progress video on the designing of my sock, because as we talked about last week, I have started designing a sock again, sock patterns. So what I showed you last time was this one. This was my first attempt, and much as I love it, the yarn is horrible and splitty. It used to be my favourite yarn. It is no longer. So there's a quick sneak peek. I have knitted and frogged and knitted and frogged. It's been 2 weeks since my first podcast. I've got fresh yarn. This is where I'm at with it. What have I just thrown on the floor? Oh, another set of needles. There's needles everywhere. So I'm actually using some of the yarn I got at the charity shop, if you remember. And it's working out quite well, because obviously, you know, if you want definition in a pattern, you don't normally use like a multicoloured yarn, but this is subtle enough that it's coming through. Obviously, I'm going to have to knit them a second time, because I'm going to need people to be able to see the pattern. This is not a beginner pattern. Unless you're really, really brave and just want to give it a go. I mean, frankly, I don't do what people tell me I can and can't do anyway. So, you know, if you are a beginner but you fancy it, I'm not going to stop you. Just take it easy. I've made a right old pickle there. The pattern is almost there. I have undone and redone it more times than I would like to admit to right now. I've settled on what I want now. This is something I would probably recommend for anybody trying cables for the first time, or, you know, maybe even anyone. I've put a lifeline in just above the rib, and that's what these are. This is a cotton. So just there's a lifeline, so every time I rip back, I don't have to redo the rib. Yeah, so I think I'm there with the pattern. I haven't got very far at all. I know what I'm doing, at least. And yeah, I'll show you more on the next one. And yeah, as I said, test knitting will happen. I will let you know. And yeah, it'll be fine. You want to come test knit for me? You come test knit for me. That'd be lovely. So I will be getting on with that now. I try and break my day up into work knitting during the day, and then fun knitting or crochet or whatever during the evening. So that's what's going to happen today. I'm going to work on that design until the evening, and then I am going to go back to the cardigan, the cotton cardigan. And then at the weekends I like to work on the doll. So that's how I'm breaking up my time right now. Still haven't finished with the spinning. It's in the same place that it was last time I spoke to you. I have got stuff that's plied, ready to get wound off. Actually, I might do that now. And I've got some more that needs to get spun. There's a whole tub of folags ready to get spun. So that's that. Life stuff, not a lot happening. Same old, same old. The health situation is getting better and better every day. I'm still on a weight loss journey. We are calorie counting. Never calorie counted in my life, but actually it suits me quite well. I use a little app on my phone for anyone interested. It's called MyFitnessPal. I don't use the premium version. I just use the standard version, and yeah, just write down what you eat. Most things are stored in there. Keep a calorie deficit, which it will calculate for you. I'm at the gym 2-3 times a week. I have Pilates and I do reformer Pilates, and I'm just trying to keep active and healthy. And yeah, it's all working out right now. So all good. It's almost a year since my surgery. That has gone so quickly, so quickly. I'm sort of reminiscing this morning. I saw a message that I'd sent to my sister whilst I was waiting in my little cubicle to be taken down, about everything that all of the different specialists had said to me while I was waiting. And I remember writing to her and saying, I've just met the anaesthetist. He's 12. He was so young, honestly. As you get older, everybody else gets younger. All the people that you put in your life in the hands of just get younger. It's bizarre. Never saw this coming. But yeah, I got underwear younger than that chap. But I'm here. I'm alive. Good on him. Ollie, his name was. Thanks, Ollie. Yeah, so I wish you all health and happiness and a good fortnight, and I'll be back with more dolls and a cardigan. Hopefully that'll be finished by then, and hopefully one sock done with the new design so I can actually show you what we're working towards. So thank you for watching. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you soon.